Milo Bender from Catch 22. I mean, here's a guy who was compensated for letting the Germans bomb his own base, and even sold the morphine out of his medical squad's kits. So you can't get more diabolical than that. It's an amazing criminal mind, and it sprung from an amazing literary mind, Joseph Heller.
As far as literary bad guys, I'd have to say the one I most admire is Tom Ripley, because he's so suave and I'm so not. He has this ability to get himself out of any situation by talking, lying, forging, and I admire that very much. And he's got all these issues. He came from nothing, and he compensates for them in such wonderful and intriguing ways.
There's a writer called Jack Curley, and he writes about a character called Carson Ryder, and he has a brother called Jeremy. Now, Jeremy is very similar to Hannibal Lecter in that he's incarcerated in a psychiatric ward, but he's actually the brains behind the detective. The detective actually goes to him secretly and, you know, seeks understanding of the people that he's fighting against, and Jeremy actually gives him the leads that he needs to solve the cases, albeit there's always a retribution. He exacts, you know, some sort of pain or some sort of payback from his brother. So I find him very compelling and very frightening, really. It's really a dark character.
I like in Day of the Jackal, there's an assassin who attempts to kill de Gaulle. It's a great thriller, and the fact that we know he didn't succeed lets you admire his resourcefulness and his determination to try to pull this off. So you can enjoy his impressive determination, even though, because you know he didn't do it.
There's two, actually. I think Tom Ripley, because he thinks on his feet so well, which I can't do at all, and Dexter, not for the obvious reason that he kills bad guys, but because he's so self-disciplined. He understands that he doesn't understand certain things and makes allowances for that. He's just so together that way.
Since my favorite novel is All the King's Men by Robert Penn Warren, that I admire the Willie Stark character. I don't think he would normally get on anybody's lists of bad guys, but I do think that as a manipulative, charismatic, larger-than-life person with all kinds of sort of duplicitous aims and motives, he has his finger in everything and ultimately leads to tragedy. I guess his is sort of the path that I sort of look towards as someone who spent, 15 years in business and sort of admired these sort of over-the-top types.